Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to YOMP. Yes, it's YOMP, ye old movie podcast with me, Simon the Honeydew Diggy Holeman Lane, that's right, and I'm joined by the ever fragrant G-Star Games.
She
Hello.
is forever fragrant.
I am forever fragrant, and I love that you remind the people that I am forever fragrant. Hello, it is me, G, also known as G-Star Games, the full Christian name. And joined by me is the ever fragrant, times by 3, Boof.
I thought you were going to say the effervescent. Now that's a lovely word.
I was going to say
fizzy.
effervescent, but I wasn't
Oh
sure
my gosh.
what it meant. 100%.
It means like fizzy, bubbly.
Oh.
I am very
busy with the fizzy.
Fizzy. Hello, I'm Sophie. I'm also known as Boof. And welcome to YOMP. And this week we have another film to listen to.
Another G pick. Our 10th G-Star Games film pick out of 20 episodes. Half of them have been G's picks.
The Dice is a paid actor.
Clearly.
It is.
Clearly.
I mean, there's no other explanation.
This is a classic, the first ever summer blockbuster. It's
Does it still count as a summer blockbuster? Does it still count as a summer blockbuster, even if it was released on the 26th of December 1975?
What?
No, I think it was
What do you mean?
supposed to release in December, but it didn't?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
I was looking at a different thing.
it was
June 20th.
it was originally planned for Christmas 1974, and it wasn't meant to be a summer release, but it did end up being a summer release.
It's a proper summer film as well.
It is.
You know.
It kicks off. I know people who watch this at the start of summer to kick off the summer.
That's
Before
incredibly
they hit to the
fucking
beach.
lame. Holy shit.
It's kind of messed up. Oh my god. So yes, this was a G random pick from her list of 6 films. And G-Star Games, why did you add this to your list?
Because it's a classic. It is just a film that I think a lot of people probably would have watched. And
What film is this again? Did we even actually say it?
this is Jaws. The film is Jaws. Do we have a year on that, just so people aren't confused?
1975.
1975. I think it's a cool film. I like it. I think I've watched the sequels. I don't know up until what point, but it's cool. I like the story and the people, the actors and the characters are just great. Yeah, I think it's a good film.
It kicked off a lot of shark films over the years.
It did. Yeah.
There's so many.
For better or
There's
worse. It did.
Deep Blue Sea. Is that the one that's got Samuel L. Jackson in?
It
the
is.
other one?
It is. I watched that recently as well, and good God, it is unhinged.
And then there's the other one, The Meg, of
The
course, with Jason Statham, right?
I've watched that too.
Shark Exorcist.
Shark Exorcist, yeah, that's true. With the mentally disabled child in it.
2-headed Shark Attack, then the sequel 3-headed Shark Attack.
Wow, the
love
Shark
that so
Exorcist has a 1.3. Oh.
Sharknado. Oh,
Yeah.
there's 5-headed Shark Attack.
Wow, it just keeps
Oh
going.
my god. That is so ridiculous. Do they keep making them? Maybe. And of course, the killer whale movie Orca, which is the name of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
It also just means whale.
But that's a whale, yeah. What? That doesn't...
Yeah.
So, how are we going to do this? Are we going to go scene by scene? Because it turns out this is a really fucking long film.
2 hours.
Just over 2 hours. Yeah.
Oh, God's sake. I never remembered it being that long.
That's
it was
what she said.
So
Simon did
long.
say, as a warning, he said it's a long one and you're going to find yourself going on your phone and taking breaks.
I actually,
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I didn't take
Called
breaks, but I was dicking around.
Yeah.
Because it
Just
didn't need to be that
Scrubbing
long.
the toilet with it on in the background.
I would have done if there are times when I wish that I could be multitasking. I can't record this podcast and do like my chores. I think that would be really useful because I like to talk to you guys and do stuff.
Yeah.
But I have to stay chained to my desk while I do this.
Yeah.
And you haven't even got your Tamagotchis because they're all dead.
They're all dead. They're all died.
Rip.
They're
My new thing
all
is
dead.
Sylvanian families, and they don't make any noise.
Oh my god. No. If they do that, it would be very scary.
Yes.
They demand food and stuff.
Beep,
and they
beep,
die.
beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
So what do you think? Should we try and go through scene by scene, but like
not
whiz through
dwell,
bits?
yeah, not
Whiz,
dwell on
yeah.
it too much.
Okay. Blimey. Okay, so it starts off. There's a beach party. There's a blonde.
Actually, before we kick off, can we say that Simon did think he could wing this without watching it?
I can't believe you would attempt to call me out like this. I did rewatch it this morning because I had a change of heart.
But I thought it would be really funny if Simon just didn't bother watching it and could wing it.
I would have found that very...
One of you just makes up something that happens in it.
No, because he does the recap, so it would have been very interesting to see how long he could have gone and how long before we noticed.
I think I would have just said, so should we just, do like we did with Dracula? Because everyone knows it. We'll just, talk about random things. I
Yeah.
would have just said that. But instead, I'm going to have to describe the beach party with the blonde man, the blonde girl. They go for a lovely swim, and the guy takes so long to get undressed that the girl, Chrissy, gets eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wasted. He's like, I'm coming, I'm on my way, and he's like falling around and...
Slow down, I'm not drunk. And then they look about 40.
They do, don't they?
It's just how younger people
70s.
looked older
Yeah,
back in the day.
the 70s.
Yeah.
It's just... He's like, slow up! Slow down! I'm like, which one is
Did you
it?
find this actually scary?
No.
This first attack?
I thought it was really funny because she was being thrown around like a
You're
washing
monsters.
machine.
She is dragged around. She's screaming.
Sharks don't fucking do that.
The guy is just passed out at this point. He gave up getting undressed. He passed out.
Yeah.
He doesn't hear her screams.
He's very tired.
Yeah, she's like...
I thought it was horrific. It's especially horrific that someone could have maybe called for help or done something, but he was drunk, passed out. That just made it worse.
Why
for
did
me,
she
more horrifying.
feel the need to swim that far out, though? That's what I want to know. Because she went far.
Are you victim blaming the...
Did she want to have
first
sex in the
person?
sea? Because that's disgusting. You can get an infection like that.
Yeah, it just... I mean, she got her tits
Why would you
out.
go in the...
amoeba, like the weird things that live in seawater?
Yeah.
It all could go up there,
I just... she didn't need
Oof.
to... I mean, the ocean is scary, period, right? And going at it at nighttime, it's brave, regardless of if the waters are deemed shark safe or whatever. You don't know. You don't know.
I check every time when I go to the beach. I just check to see my shark alerts. Just to
I
check.
do. Living in Blackpool, you've got to check all the time.
You
You have to check. It's like a weather forecast, but whether it's shark forecast.
The worst animal attack you're going to suffer in Blackpool is being kicked by a donkey.
That's true.
Nice.
So you want to watch out for those.
Drunks.
So we meet Brody, Roy Scheider,
who has
That's
a fantastic dog. My God, that dog is just gorgeous. It's like some kind of spaniel.
Mm.
I didn't even see
Is he
the
a king?
fucking
I think
dog.
he's a King Charles spaniel.
There was a
King
dog?
Charles
What?
Spaniel.
I think he's a King Charles spaniel. He's blonde. He's got a little short, stubby nose, but lovely long ears. He's
Beautiful eyes.
beautiful eyes, and he's very handsome and lovely and very sweet looking. And he's just chilling out. I was so obsessed with that dog.
I don't even
It's
remember
crazy that
the
I
dog.
didn't even.
My God,
I
I remember
I
all of
didn't
the
see the dog.
dogs in this film. There's more than
Well,
one.
I remember the dog on the beach that disappears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
one with the
remember that.
stick.
There's 3 dogs.
Don't know what happened to that dog. Did we ever see that dog again?
No,
No.
Oh, got ate.
there is
Got
3
ate off
dogs.
a shark.
Anyway, yeah.
Brody is the new chief of police in Amity. What's it called? Amity Beach.
Amity.
Amity Island.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fictional,
Amity Island.
Fictional island.
He is from New York City, baby. I'm walking here. It's
Yeah.
And he
New
doesn't
York.
like the water.
No.
For some reason, it's alluded to, I think, 3 times in the film that something happened to him, and we never learn what it is.
No,
So,
they never
weird
actually
little mystery.
say.
I think he was like a little kid, and he was in the bath, and his toe got stuck in the tap.
Oh, that's
He doesn't like the
terrifying.
water.
That is absolutely. Yeah, no wonder.
Oh my
Oh my god, I
It
used to put my toe in the tap all the time.
Jesus Christ, that's how kids die.
Wait,
That's
Why
how
what?
like
kids
that?
die.
You mean
Yeah.
where the water
There's
would come
terrible
out?
statistics.
No, you're lying to me. Stop.
Nobody believes Brody that it was a shark attack. Do they?
Yeah, he's writing the report of the death, and he's on the phone to the coroner, and based on what the coroner says, he writes down shark attack.
Yeah.
Um,
Zoom up shot of him like typing.
Yeah.
It. Yeah. Dramatic.
they find the body of this poor girl on the beach, and it's covered in like baby crabs.
The crabs
which I found
saved her.
funny.
Yeah, they brought her to
dragged her out
shore.
to
They
sea.
brought her to shore and they were like, "We've saved you."
My queen.
She's called Chrissy. This poor dead young lady.
Now there was a scene where there was a line. There's this old bitch running around saying, "The karate school phoned up again because the 9-year-olds
Oh
are karateing the picket
God.
fence."
Yeah.
This is the level of crime that goes on on Amity Island. In case you were wondering, it's basically
Mhm.
kids.
Literally everyone has got a complaint to the police chief, and it's all bollocks.
Yeah.
It's all little stupid things.
She said the karate kids have been karate chopping the picket fence. And I'm just like, how is that his problem? And second of all, she's like talking and
So
he
she
is
wanted to shoot them.
he's asking her to like do stuff and she's still talking as he's like saying to do something. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has no sense of awareness whatsoever.
None of these people do.
It feels like our relationship, G. That's kind of like
Mm.
it's kind of what I talk about something, you talk about something, and they're 2 unrelated things.
And then
and
And
we both
then
ignore.
Simon asked me to paint a sign saying "beach closed," and I get really excited because I just want to do some art.
So the plan is to close the beach because obviously there's a fucking shark. And oh, bad news! A bunch of Boy Scouts are doing a mile-long swim to earn their swimming merit badges.
Yep,
So
they can't
we
close the
better
beach.
better close the beach, get rid of those kids.
But also, it's the 4th of July, so nobody wants the beach to close because they're
it's not yet.
It's around
it is
this
June.
time.
it's June,
yeah.
yeah. But they don't want to scare anybody off because this is how Amity Island gets their revenue. It's a purely tourist-centric.
It's a tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap, just like Blackpool. This is why they don't want to close the beach despite the sewage here, because nobody will come to Blackpool on their hen and stag do, get absolutely fucking
God.
wasted, fall off Blackpool Tower.
Has anyone actually done that?
No, they've got like, I mean,
No.
they probably have done in the past, but they've got like loads of. You're not allowed to go outside in the Blackpool Tower now.
You're not allowed to go outside in Blackpool.
No, it's fucking
There is-
stinks, man.
the upcoming 50th Annual Regatta.
That's for
Which
boats.
So it's a big deal. It's a big fucking deal. It's for boats, but it is also just a load of tourists coming and swimming. Coming. Yeah, brilliant.
Also, the
Oh my
police
God.
station is like where it was set and the street, really lovely. Very green.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I was like, that is so picturesque.
Where was
It's like
this?
a cottage.
Where was this filmed, my friend?
Martha's Vineyard?
Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, that's right. But where is
That's
that?
a real place.
Yeah.
I thought that was like Disneyland.
It's where like all the ex-presidents,
It's in
apart
Massachusetts.
from him,
Yeah,
moved to.
Massachusetts.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Today I learned.
So Brody is on his way over on the ferry to talk to the Boy Scouts. They're on the other side of the river or whatever. And the mayor drives up in a car filled with a bunch of his like lads, including the fucking coroner. And the coroner says that maybe it wasn't a shark. Maybe it was like a boat propeller that mauled her to death.
Sure.
Yeah.
Basically, the mayor has put pressure on him to withdraw that it was a shark.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to call off anything or close the beaches. We then have the scene where there's just a bunch of people on the beach and Brody's there just keeping an eye on
Is
everything.
he a fucking
like,
police chief or a lifeguard? Because holy shit.
He's hyper vigilant because he thinks there's a fucking shark.
Yeah.
So he's keeping his eyes
I had that
peeled.
question too, because I'm like, where are the lifeguards? Like, why is it just him, the police chief, on the beach? Is it his day off? Like, what's going on?
And it's
He's
like
there with his family.
the entire population of the island is apparently on this beach right now as well.
Yeah, even though there was like only a kid and his dog and an old lady floating.
Yeah.
Tippett is the name of the dog in this scene, by the way.
Is it a nod to Phil Tippett?
I don't know.
Oh.
The guy's throwing a stick and then the dog's fetching it. So he throws it into the water, the dog swims out,
He's a Labrador.
retrieves it.
I
He's
love
gorgeous.
the part where that old guy is like that. He's like in the frame, and then the police chief is still trying to look at the water and is like, got a couple of cats parking in front of my house, and I'm like, what, actual cats? Like,
I think he means young kids or something. I don't
Maybe,
know.
'cause I'll-
Teenagers.
yeah, I couldn't figure.
I don't think he
it
means
out.
actual cats.
I mean,
Unless they've learned to drive.
Everyone's coming up and telling Brody all their fucking problems.
they're really useless problems.
Like everybody's doing it.
And his eyes are just on the fucking water, just waiting for something to happen.
So that zoom in shot, that type of
I wanted to mention before then, a
Yes.
little kid sings the song "Do You Know the Muffin Man?" and I put in my notes Shrek reference.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
I love that. Just like that kid singing about muffins.
I didn't even.
It's a
clock
song.
onto
It's an
that.
actual song.
I know it's a song. I sing it all the time. On my
I
debut
don't believe
album.
you. I don't believe you at all.
He lives down Drury Lane.
Drury Lane.
Okay, G, go ahead. The
The
zoom.
zoom in shot. I think that was first utilized by Alfred Hitchcock in Vertigo.
Yes, famous in Vertigo.
Yes, and
It really does make you feel like you have vertigo when you see something like that.
yeah. So
It's a dolly zoom.
it's
In case you're
so
wondering what the hell that's called.
so cool though, so cool and utilized really well. When I think he clocks onto the
The troubles in the water.
the troubles in the water.
No, it's Pippin. The dog's name is Pippin, not Tippett.
Oh,
Maybe in real life it's called Pippin.
Well,
but in this scene,
the subtitles it
Tippett.
says Pippin.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, did you watch this
That's
on
weird.
Netflix or?
Yes, I watched it Netflix.
Oh, I watched it on Amazon and it said Tippett.
Oh my goodness me.
So maybe it is Pippin.
Well, if
And
we're
they just got it
going
wrong.
by how wrong
Because
Amazon,
Pippin's a better name.
What, so
Isn't
which
it?
one is Pippin and which one is Tippett? Netflix or Amazon?
So Pippin is Netflix.
Right.
Tippett is Amazon.
All right, I'm scrolling down. I'm going to find who played the dog. 'Cause this is what I'm
Oh
good
my
at.
god. We literally don't. We've got
You
2
carry
hours
on.
to
I
do
don't
this.
give a. You know.
Okay. So we have like underwater POV shots as though like we're the shark, and we see like people's legs sort of thrashing around and dangling.
I hate that.
And that's when we hear the Jaws theme as well.
Dun-dun.
The famous John Williams theme. It's a banger.
I love John Williams. He's
Pippet. Oh my goodness! It's a cross of two. It's a
That
cross
is
of the
insane.
two.
What? So they're both wrong?
They're both wrong. It's actually Pippet. P-I-P-I-T.
Fuck's sake. So someone suddenly screams. There's a massive fucking torrent of blood that erupts into the water. Then we get the zoom on Brody, and everyone yells, "Get out of the water! Get out! Get out of the water! There's a fucking shark!"
I like it how the kids are just looking around kind of disgusted, like, ew, he shit himself. Like, that's the kind of attitude that these kids have to their friend just being, like, just exploding in blood.
Yeah.
I guess the disgust before they realise
What's he fucking done?
where it came
Has he
from.
got his period?
Because it happens so quickly. Your friend is there, and then silently a shark comes up, bites them. Your friend has disappeared suddenly, and now there's just a bunch of blood where he used to be. Like, that's how quick and how quietly
it's just the
happens as
ripped
well.
up little
Which is quite
floaty.
different to the fucking stupid washing machine that we had with the lady.
What?
He was toying with her. He was like
Right.
dragging her around.
He was
and
throwing
stuff.
her around and shit. And then this with the kid, he's just like, "Meow."
Oh, the washing machine. The woman at the beginning. How
Yeah,
she was
she's-
like
Yeah.
being swiveled around.
Well, you know how it is when you're eating something that takes a few bites to eat compared to something that's just one mouthful,
I
right?
understand.
I
oh,
think that's what
he's
it's
a
like.
small little snack.
Yeah.
He's a snack.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, Pippet. Pippet was a dog and the second victim of the shark.
Oh,
So that's canon. That's canon. The dog was fucking killed. Rip.
relative
Rip that
his
little-
owner. And it was actually portrayed by Pippet. The dog real name was Pippet.
Pippet.
That's crazy. So yeah, there's a lady that's calling out for Alex. Alex was that kid.
Yeah.
Alex.
Rip Alex.
We then see there's a sign pinned up that says that there will be a reward, a bounty has been put out.
like
for this shark.
$3,000 or something, right?
$3,000.
Yeah. She means
And we have the date.
she means serious business. What was the date?
The murder, the slasher killed his victim on June the 29th. Sunday,
Oh.
June the 29th. So we have a date. So we know there's just over, well, there's a few days,
Yes.
isn't there?
Before
It's like
Yeah.
there's less than a week.
4th of July.
Or July the 4th.
I just the scene of all of these sort of like I guess the key figures or the townspeople, going into that room to discuss the closure of the beach and if they're going
They're
to
like,
do
it's
it.
just one fucking kid that's died. You know, that other girl didn't actually happen. That's
Yeah.
some kind of shitty fucking attitude, right?
Oh, they were awful. I hated
At
them.
this point, they don't know that the other girl was killed by a shark.
no, but they know
matter.
that one kid was killed by
Yeah.
a shark.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they
but
were
just one.
They were like,
Oh, it's just one
kind of
measly child.
Yeah.
But this town relies on the tourists, and they've got this big regatta coming, and everyone starts complaining when Brody announces that they're going to have to close the beaches, and the mayor steps in and says, "But only for 24 hours."
Yeah, and some fucking moron says that's like 3 weeks. The math is not mathing. All right, that's 24 hours is not 3 weeks, and also you should.
Well, no, because they will basically earn as much in 24 hours than they would have like 3 weeks in the other parts of the year. It's kind of like that.
Right, gotcha.
This is like their peak season.
They just annoyed me. Their attitude to everything really annoyed me because they had nothing else in mind other than
And
no,
a
you
fucking kid died, and they just
yeah,
want money.
like really
And also-
ruthless.
That $3,000 in 1974,
That's a lot of money.
$18,601.
Oh my god!
So
That is-
basically, that woman's giving away an entire year's salary
Yeah.
or something. That is just
So
incredible.
the $10,000 for the other guy, that must have been.
So that is,
It's about 3 years.
Damn.
yeah, hell
more.
shit, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they definitely,
Anyway,
they suffer from small town syndrome, and they
100%.
piss me off like a lot. And then the lady's like, oh, I think somebody made a joke, and then she's like, no, I don't find that funny. And then like a real Karen. I'm just like, your attitude isn't any better. It's like, get off your high horse.
$62,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're arguing. All the townsfolk there's a real ruckus. Everyone's arguing and loudly complaining. And then suddenly there's nails scraping down a chalkboard.
This classic fucking scene, which makes no sense and is stupid.
I think it originally was meant to be something else, but they changed it to this.
I bet you anything it was like he fires a gun in the air, or like what was another cliche fucking thing to interrupt people?
Yeah,
breaking a bottle, something stupid.
Has a loudspeaker.
He's meant to be annoying and intrusive, and it's meant to grate on you. So I guess it's
a boombox, and he starts rapping. My name is Quint, and I'm here to say I'll catch your shark yesterday. Something like that. So Quint, we are introduced to, he's an old salty sea dog.
The seaman.
He has so many great lines in this film.
Yeah.
The best lines. This one, he says, "You'll know me, know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy.
And
bad fish."
Somebody has to say, excuse me, it's not actually a bird, though. Not a bird.
So weird. He calls it a porker as well.
Yeah, I thought that was the name that they'd given the shark now. Its name is Porker.
Can you imagine if the film was called Porker?
And I thought it would be better if this guy gave this big fucking speech and then is never seen again. He's just here to bullshit. Like, films need more bullshitters that just turn up, they say a lot of crap, and then it's like, so where was
Instantly
that?
Gets killed.
No, he doesn't get killed, he just doesn't show up.
Yeah,
it's just like
talks a big talk and then it's just never seen again.
Yeah, just like, well, where was that guy that said he was going to do this big job for us? I don't fucking know.
You know who this guy reminded me of? Sips. And I don't...
Okay.
He has like major Sips energy. I think it's like in the face and in his mouth and the way he like talks a little bit. I don't know why. So the entire film,
That's crazy.
I just kept thinking of like this guy as Sips.
I do not even remotely see that.
I don't know.
It reminded me of Dean Stockwell.
Sure. I mean, more than Sips. I'll give you that. So Quint demands $10,000.
I actually do see it a little bit, G. I do see it.
I don't
the
know
eyes are sort of
the
similar.
Squinting, the
Sips
mouth
has
and the teeth.
Tiny little crab eyes, though.
Yeah. There's something about him, and he's like, Sips is such a character, right? And this guy is such a character. Like, this guy's obviously a little bit more. He's unhinged a little bit, but there's some similarities there.
We have Brody reading up on sharks, learning all about them, and his wife then like leans back on him with her head on his lap, and then suggests that they get drunk and fool around. And he goes, "Oh yeah."
I hate his wife.
His son's birthday is tomorrow, and his son is in a boat. It's tied to the jetty, but he's still on a boat in the water. And Brody has a yell at him. His wife says, come on, it's his birthday tomorrow. That's his present. Just calm down. And then she flicks through the book that Brody was reading, sees a picture of a shark attacking a little boat, and then she yells at the kid, Michael, to get off the boat.
I liked that.
Hilarious.
She says, he's not on the ocean, he's in a boat. And then one of the next lines is, get out of the water.
Yeah.
He's not on the water. She says, he's not in the water. And then she says, get out of the water.
I hate her.
Also,
I don't
he's
like
flicking
her.
through these books, is Brody, and there's some really nice shots in this where the lighting's nice, but it's reflected in his glasses, is the book that he's reading. So I liked that. Nice.
Their house is really nice, like really nice, and the views are chef's kiss.
I see why they prefer this to New York City. Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't make sense about this character, the chief, is he's very timid for a
He's scared of
city cop.
water.
No, it's not just the water thing. Like, he lets the mayor...
Oh, yeah, when he's trying to do the speech and announcement, and he's, like, all shy.
You know, he's sort of like... he doesn't sort of stand up to the mayor, and he's very sort of timid, and, you know, even when he's talking to the townspeople, he's not very assertive.
He's new. I don't know how long he's been there, but I think he's
not long.
Really new.
I think it's his first summer.
It's my first day.
Yeah, it's not...
It's his first day.
It's not long.
Someone gets eaten by a shark.
Oh yeah,
yes.
he said himself that, like, he's like, oh, it's been like 25 years. There's not even been like a shooting or a murder or whatever. Like, it's a town that's...
He knows the history of
it
all, but...
Yeah, then he shows up for a summer and a fucking shark attacks.
Just his luck, eh? It's typical.
There's two guys that are out to try and catch this shark and get those $3,000. And Brody's flicking through his book again, and we see a photo of a shark with an oxygen canister between its jaws. And then we also see real-life graphic photos of people who have been attacked by sharks.
Yeah, those were
Holy
rough.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Real-life people.
There is a really gorgeous black and white cat rolling around in the sunshine outside. He's not mine. I just wanted to let you know.
There's a gorgeous black and white photo of someone who's got like chunks of flesh missing from their thigh.
I call this cat Buddy. He's got like a Batman mask on, but he might be a girl, but I really like him. I think he's very cute.
Oh my god. That's the name of the guy in a Scary Movie. He was called Buddy.
Buddy. Wait, I only call him that because he's Keith's buddy. Just a little friend for him.
A friend.
A friend.
So the two guys who are out trying to get the shark, with like the wife's
holiday
July 4th
roast
meal. Yeah.
That thing looked rancid. Like, I know it wasn't cooked, but Jesus.
That's just what meat looks like.
I don't know.
And,
that looked feral. Like, it didn't look good.
They do actually manage to catch. Well, they get the shark taking the bite. But the shark just takes off with this roast and takes half the fucking jetty with it.
Yeah, I'd seen this movie not long back, like maybe 3-4 something years ago. But I was like, is this the scene? Is this the part where the shark like takes the walkway with him? And then lo and behold, the shark takes it. It was so good.
The guy goes out and he's thrown into the water, but he just about manages to get back before the fucking shark gets him.
Very lucky.
Like, he was so close. That man will never have any clue how close he was to death.
Yeah.
Good God. And then we have Hooper arrives, Richard Dreyfuss's character.
Freaking I love Hooper.
Like, pretty much everyone on the fucking island is going off on boats on their amateur shark hunting expeditions. And he asks a bunch of guys on a boat, can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island? And one of them says, yeah, you walk straight ahead, i.e. just into the water.
That makes no sense.
And I thought that was funny.
He's meant to be a tourist. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
And then he like laughs and he's like, they're all gonna die. Which I found was hilarious. He's from the Oceanography Institute, and he's an expert in sharks, a sharkologist, if you will. And he's there to examine the remains of the girl, Chrissy, to see if it was a shark. This is when we have Quint, who says this amazing line. He's out on a boat, and he's looking at all these amateurs, and he says, wait, it's like all in one... Like, no punctuation. Wait till we get them silly bastards down in that rock pile. It'll be some fun. They all wish their fathers had never met their mothers when they start digging their bottoms out and slamming into them rocks, boy. I have to do it in more of a Bristol accent.
I love it.
But he just like, what the fuck, sir? What?
I love him. He's so unhinged. You never know what the fuck he's going to do or say.
He comes out with so much weird shit. Hooper examines the remains and he's like, this is a shark. And we're like, oh my god.
No way.
There we are. That's
Wow.
that scene done with. We can move on. That was quick. Oh, and some people have caught a shark. They were successful. They've got the shark, and it's quite big.
He's quite a biggie boy, isn't he?
Brody's absolutely delighted. Hooper is like incredibly like
Very sus.
skeptical.
Yeah.
He doesn't think this is the shark. He measures the mouth, and he's like, He reveals that the bite radius of the shark that was caught is different to the wounds on the body, because this is just a tiger shark.
Yeah.
This isn't like a big lad.
It reminds me of in the first season of The Mighty Boosh, where Rich Fulcher as Bob Fossil. There's a anaconda going around eating people or something in the zoo where they live in the Zooniverse, and the snake expert lady says the bite radius does not match, and he goes, bite my radius, ladies. And that is what I was saying the whole fucking time to myself.
Fuck's sake.
I can't take it seriously,
No.
can I?
So they can be certain if this was the shark if they just cut it open and they check to see if there's human remains inside. But the mayor says, I'm not going to stand here and see that thing cut open and see the little Kittner boy spill out all over the deck. That's Alex Kittner, the little lad that was killed.
Little boy.
And right after he says that, we get the fucking poor mother dressed all in black with a veil. She approaches and she slaps Brody and blames him for the death.
Because it's
of
his
her
fault
son.
that a
It's
shark
his fault.
ate her son.
It's because
Well, it's more
the
that
girl
he knew.
Yeah, the girl the week before or whatever
You
had.
should be slapping the fucking mayor.
Yeah, they just like to jump.
Everyone needs to slap the mayor.
To be honest,
Yeah. Slap
just-
that mayor.
like jumping to conclusions, and they think that the chief is to blame, and he's like, she's right.
We get a weird scene at the dinner table with Brody and his youngest kid that's like imitating him.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Irritating
And then
me.
he says, give us a kiss. Why? Because I need it. And I thought that was actually sweet.
It is
after
sweet.
just this nonsense.
He needs a kiss. He needs a kiss and a cuddle from his son.
Hooper arrives and he's got a bottle of red and a bottle
He
of
just
white.
walks in. The door was
Yeah.
unlocked.
He is super fucking awkward, and it's quite funny how weird and like nerdy he is. He tells a heartwarming story of when he was 12 and he almost got killed by a shark that completely destroyed his boat.
Fucking hated this entire scene so much because he's talking about how he got into it, and she's snickering and laughing and being really weird about it. And I'm like, this is a very traumatic story. And she's like,
And then Brody pours himself a pint of the wine.
and they're making fun of him. And they're making fun of him. And I'm like, what?
Did you know Hooper was supposed to have an affair with Brody's wife?
Should have done.
Oh my God. That makes
Like the
so
only
much
time
sense.
I could possibly, this scene I could kind of see maybe, but it was like a subplot that was just dropped.
I mean, it just
I think
wouldn't
it's
have
in the
made
book, but
sense,
it's-
really. Like, what?
Yeah, it's already a long enough film. It didn't need that.
No. Yeah, like, what?
Brody makes a joke about being scared of drowning, and it doesn't go into details. But again, there's this weird little reference that he doesn't like water, and we don't know why. But it's never. They never go into details. It's this annoying mystery, and it drives me up the fucking wall.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Brody and Hooper decide that they need to cut the shark open. Like, in the dead of night, they need to find out.
After
this
drinking
is
a
the
lot of
shark.
wine as well, by the way.
Yeah. They're more than tipsy.
They're buzzed.
They're not quite shit-faced. They are buzzed.
Oh,
And,
sorry.
Uh,
Sorry to cut you off, because I was, like, curious about the fear of water. And I don't know where they revealed this, but it says... when his
not in the film.
I'm not sure. It says when his wife tried to explain the clinical term for his fear to Matt Hooper, Brody quickly dismissed it as simply a fear of drowning.
Drowning.
This fear
Yeah.
seemingly stemmed from a near drowning experience when he was a child.
Yeah, but they don't say that. They don't say that he had a near
Maybe it was
drowning
cut
experience when he was a child.
from the movie, potentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows?
It makes sense, though.
But I wanted to get to the scene where they cut open the shark and a bucket load of cum spills out of it.
Yeah.
All this weird white fluid just spills out of the shark.
It's just milk.
Yeah, shark milk.
Mm-hmm.
We see there's remains of a fish, there's a tin can, and there's a Louisiana license plate.
Yeah.
Which proves that it's from down south, this tiger shark. More importantly, there's no little boy inside.
I just
Very
love
So
handy
this
that
is
he-
100% not the
It's
shark.
very handy that he did have the number plate, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
It's so weird.
He said that they're like
why would
garbage
it-
compactors, essentially. They'll eat anything. I just love that he was chucking all of this shit at the chief. He's like almost gagging and it's just like, like a bowling ball throwing it at the chief. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Look where you're throwing
They're
stuff.
drunk. Maybe that's why.
Oh, God, yeah.
So they decide that it's time to just go out in the dead of night in Hooper's boat to see if they can find the shark.
Smart move, yeah.
What? Well, the idea is that this shark, once it claims its territory, it won't leave it until it runs out of food. And because people are still going out into the water, it's not going to leave. And they know that it's going to be between like two beaches. So they know what area to look for. And maybe time is of the essence. So they decide to go in the middle of the fucking night to see if they can find it. It's an insane idea. And maybe they wouldn't do it if they weren't drunk.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me not all the money in the world to go diving in the middle of the night. Not in a million fucking years.
It is like this really just make it feel like a horror movie, scenes like this.
Yeah.
Hooper's got all this high-tech equipment on his boat, including like this radar thing, the fish finder, and he's picking up something. They go towards it, and it's a boat. It's Ben Gardner's boat, who Brody knows. And this is when Hooper dons a wetsuit and decides to dive into the water when they know that there's a shark around.
Maniac.
He's just
Why?
very drunk. He's drunk.
It seems
he is
dangerous
obsessed
to
with
go-
sharks, though. He likes, I guess, like...
That's his thing.
Yeah, so I guess he's risking it for the biscuit and just not thinking very clearly because of the alcohol.
Hooper looks at the hull of the boat under the water. He finds a shark tooth and it's big. However, he drops it when he gets jump scared by a fucking head floating out from the hole of the hull, and it's got a fucking eye missing.
Yeah.
This genuinely is scary. This is a scary scene.
Look very real, very
It's
realistic.
very good.
But he drops that tooth, so they have no evidence.
Yeah, he drops it and
sadly.
then just scurries, to the
Kind of
top.
messed up.
I think I would too, probably.
It's the day after. Hooper and Brody are like both just railroading the mare. They're just both complaining, saying this is insane. The real shark is out there. Tiger shark wasn't the shark. There's a man-eater out there, a great white, an actual great white shark because of the tooth that Hooper found. He recognized that it's from the great white. They explain that he's going to eat in this region until it decides to leave or runs out of food. And basically, they're fucked. They can't do their regatta until they get this shark. Brody says, if you open the beaches on the 4th of July, it's like ringing the dinner bell, for Christ's sake. And I thought that was quite good. It's quite a heated discussion. The mayor is not having any of it. There's no way he's going to close the beaches or cancel the regatta.
Well,
he's actually more concerned about the vandalism to the big poster thing,
Yeah,
billboard.
he's like, the sick vandalism. I'm like, because there's a fucking shark in the waters, you moron. Like,
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
He's in denial, I guess.
He's not
I
in
do like the
denial.
Like,
sun's
it
smiley
ruins his
face.
perfect town.
I do like the
beautiful.
sun's smiley face. It's
A
very
beautiful
nice.
boy.
He doesn't want to accept or, close down the island for however long, because that's just a huge loss of business, and
tomorrow is the 4th of July.
Yeah, so
he says.
It's not
We're
ideal.
like, oh no.
It's not ideal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And then we see a massive, massive ferry filled with people arriving to the island.
Yeah, multiple.
Oh no. The next scene, we see Amity is absolutely fucking packed with tourists. Interesting, we see someone playing the arcade game Killer Shark using a light gun outside
out in broad daylight
during the daytime in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, I wrote that
How
down.
does that work? Like he's like leaning forwards, like under the thing, like trying to. No way. Like the end of the gun is like 1 inch from the screen.
I know that they had like a bunch of arcade machines there out in the broad daylight, but they were kind of like concave or something. Like there was like a bit of a thing to cover it from the sunlight, but still, it's like it's still very bright out there. No matter like
That's
I can't imagine.
Real game by Sega as well.
Sega!
Killer Shark.
Was it any good?
Don't know. But I do like the fact that the Americans are prioritizing the 4th of July holiday over people's lives due to a shark impinging on their freedoms.
You
100%,
never try to take away an American's freedoms, because
don't tread on me. That's what I say.
They don't like
bite
it.
me.
They don't like it.
The mayor is concerned that absolutely fucking no one is going into the water. The beaches are rammed filled with people, but no one is going into the water. He goes up to, I think it's a fellow council member.
Yeah.
Some old dude, and he's like, go on, go in the water. Go on. If you go in the water, other people will go in. They know it's... Go on. And so this guy, his wife, and their 3 children walk into the water, and then that's it. The floodgates are unleashed. Everybody heads into the water. So there's like thousands of people all paddling around, sploshing about. There's the dog. It looks like a ghost.
Ooh, spooky. That's Steven Spielberg's dog Elmer, actually, as well.
Oh,
cute.
Little facts there. Brody does request to his son Michael that he doesn't go out into the ocean, but instead go into like the pond where the old ladies swim around.
Yeah.
So go out on your boat in the pond, please. I'm begging you, please do me this favor.
I was like, why does the mayor care so much about getting people into the water if they're there anyway?
If they're there already, yeah.
Right, but then I see that the news crew are there because they're reporting on these sharks, and he doesn't want anything to look bad. He doesn't want it to look bad. He don't want to be like...
He fucking says that there was a shark and it injured some bathers, but the predator has been caught.
Yeah.
Injured. A dog died.
Exactly.
That's very important.
Downplays it a lot. Fun little trivia fact. The reporter was actually Peter Benchley. I don't know if that's how his name is pronounced.
Fun fact.
He is the writer of Jaws. Yeah.
Wow.
And he used to be
crazy.
He used to be a news reporter for the Washington Post before he wrote Jaws. So that.
Thank you.
The mayor signs off with saying amity means friendship, and I also wrote down friend. Chum. And what do sharks like? Chum.
Dog food. They love it.
Oh, pedigree chum.
Pedigree.
So we have there's a bunch of these police in boats acting as spotters, keeping an eye out for the shark.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a beautiful shot where a spotter is not looking, and in the background we see a fin in the water.
A sea
heading
triangle.
Towards the swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
And we see there's 2 swimmers, and this fucking fin heads right towards them. Panic breaks out. The spotter sees it. Everyone's ordered out of the water. Whistles are blown. People are on like megaphones yelling to everyone to get out of the water. We hear a scream. It's like a famous scream this woman does that I've heard dozens of times used as a sound effect. It's not the Wilhelm scream. It's like a lady doing it. Did you recognize this scream?
No.
the kind of one, right?
Can't even
It
hear
doesn't.
it.
Discord just does not want to. I'm going to find it though.
So boats filled with armed cops surround the Finn, and it's revealed it's just two kids with snorkels
they
messing
do point
around.
a shotgun at them.
Oh, that was so
Yeah, they got
based.
fucking guns aimed at them.
So
It was
based.
his idea.
He made me do it. What didn't make sense to me is why didn't they try to like put some sort of net with like buoys attached to them and try to like section off.
Across miles and miles of the coastline.
Well, no, not miles and miles, but if they have this problem with a shark, section off a bit of the beach. And to try, like, if there's any movement in the buoy or, to try and stop the shark.
Oh.
I don't know, something, but they just...
I don't think that would fucking stop it, though, judging from what we see.
Yeah, he does
It would take a lot more than that.
He does just sort of, like, push through things, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But at least they tried. At least they had cops out on the water and,
They did try, but it doesn't work because the fucking shark is heading towards the pond.
Yeah.
A woman spots it, she yells... And that's where Michael is, in the pond with his friends.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
And some other kids and like an adult looking,
Nobody really
looking
cares.
after
though.
them.
Oh,
one of the dads.
There are I guess the lifeguards weren't like there wasn't like loads of them before the tourist season opened up because I'm at a part where they're like blowing the whistles and he's
Why did he say no whistles?
I don't know. Does that create like some sort of sound ripple effect for the shark?
Did Hooper mention something about it that I just completely forgot?
There was
I didn't
there was
catch
something
it.
in the book about how it travels in the water.
Right.
I think
Whistles annoy sharks. It makes them angry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate that. They've got sensory processing issues and they don't like it.
Don't we all?
There
To
is
be
a
honest.
bit where there's a little boy and a girl on like a lilo and they're just bobbing around. They're trying to make it move faster and this big bloke pushes them off and just grabs the lilo from underneath them and takes it.
yeah.
So everyone's like running and panicking.
Gentle.
Every man for themselves, basically.
But about the fucking the fucking shark is in a different place. The real shark, not the fake shark. And it like murders the shit out of the only adult that's there, thankfully. So we don't get another fucking kid dying. We see a bitten off leg drop down to the seabed.
That looked
Very cool.
Gross.
That looked really realistic as well, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
it looked
Horrific.
so real. There is a
horror
continuity
movie.
issue with that, though.
The man did have two legs and then he just has one.
And then he just has one.
Yeah.
And
What's that all about?
I don't know. What is that all about? No, he wasn't wearing a red shoe. And then when the leg got chopped off, he's wearing a red shoe on his foot.
That's messed up.
I know.
That's messed up. I'm going to write
Did
to Steven Spielberg.
Did the shark put the shoe on him as
Maybe
he ate
put
it?
shoes on.
Maybe.
Put those
Put shoes on. That's
grippers away.
disgusting.
Oh my god.
God.
So the kids safely manage to get to the shore. Brody grabs his son, and then we get a shot so we make sure that we, the audience, know that the kid still has both of his legs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Feet. He's fine. He's just covered in sand.
Yeah.
Then we have the hospital. Brody is with the youngest son. He's holding him in his arms. He hands the son to his wife, and he says, "Want to take him home?" And his wife says, "Like to New York?" And he says, "No, home here."
Aww.
So he considers this place to be his home now.
Do you know what I liked in this bit as well? She's like, "Can I bring you anything from home? You can watch TV. Do you want me to bring you some ice cream?" And he's like, "Coffee."
Like,
The kid
what?
just goes,
Coffee.
"I want coffee." And also in these subtitles, it did have a moment of music becomes intriguing.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I love John Williams though. He's like the score is insane. It's wonderful.
goat.
He is amazing. It just felt like obviously hints of Star Wars, hints of Indiana Jones.
I have grievances with it. I'll get to it when,
Okay.
when we get there. But
Okay.
the mayor is in the hospital at this point as well, and he's like, "It's all my fault." Smoking
He's
in a
smoking.
hospital.
It's
And
the
also, I thought that
70s.
Brody was gonna like fucking fight him there.
Yeah,
Everybody
Brody is
smoked
very
in the
upset
hospital.
Oh yeah.
with the mayor. Brody pressurizes the mayor into signing the contract to hire Quint, which is very important.
Yes.
That is important.
And the next scene, we're in Quint's fishing shack, and it's about what I expected of Quint.
Of a bachelor.
He has a bunch of he has like a rider, like he wants a case of apricot brandy in order to do it.
Apricot brandy.
Iranian
Ooh.
caviar as well.
Yeah, this kind of shit.
It's like this asshole. You could say anything. He's like, yeah, I've definitely caught. I can catch this shark. And just give him a. It's just like I want a box of Turkish delight, and I want a big cuddly toy, and then he just fucks off again. I want this man to be a bullshitter.
No, he has to be like a kind of. I don't know, the veteran,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
it's
that
like the
is
guy
like the
in-
big dog.
Like the guy in Tropic Thunder. So like you want that. And he turned out to be a sham. The guy
love
with
sham.
the were both his hands
hooks.
hooks? Yeah, both his hands
Yeah.
were hooks.
The apple
Yeah,
scene.
but in reality, he still had his hands, and he was just the fucking, not what he bigged himself up to be. So I think that's what Booth wanted, just some
Yeah.
guy who talked himself
Yeah,
up.
just this film was gradually losing its charm throughout it. I was trying to perk it up a bit with some guy that just comes in and out of the film and just dicks around.
Did
This
you not
very
like
serious
it?
Film.
Did you not like it when he said, "Here's to swimming with bow-legged women"?
Oh, I did like that. I wrote that down.
I love that line. So good.
Oh my god. He gives a rope to Hooper, who wants in. He wants in on the boat. And Hooper successfully ties like a proper sailor's knot.
Doesn't even check
But then
it.
Quint looks at his hands and he's like, "You got city hands."
You got a woman's
Yeah,
hands.
poof. He may as well have said that.
Yeah.
You have a women's
Oh, yeah.
purse.
You little girly man.
It's like that Blackadder scene.
Yeah, with what's his name? Tom.
Yeah.
Tom's
you have
putting
a
it in
woman's
now. Him.
I
That's
love
something he used to say. Where were we? Oh, they basically Quint says that when I'm on the boat, I'm in charge. To paraphrase. So they're all in. He includes Hooper is in for the ride. The three of them are going to go out. There's all this weird equipment of Hooper's, including an anti-shark cage.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we get the line from Quint saying, "You go inside the cage, cage goes in the water, you go in the water, shark's in the water, our shark." He doesn't deliver it like that. But
I like your delivery better.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it into my own character.
There was also a line from Quint, and I don't even know why he said it, but he was going on about young women today. He said, young women today are not quite as smart as their grandmothers.
Yeah, goddamn women today can't handle nothing. Young girls ain't smart like their grandmothers were.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what the fuck, man?
He
What does
also
that have
has
to
his
do
little
with anything?
song. He has his song about Spanish ladies.
He
that
does like his
sings.
sea shanty, the Spanish
Yeah.
lady sea shanties.
He's such like a not quite a stereotype of like a sea dog, but close.
He's pretty close,
You know?
yeah. He's
he fits the role perfectly.
And luckily, Brody took his Dramamine.
yeah.
His motion sickness, so he
Yeah.
doesn't get seasick.
Yeah.
There's also the line when I don't even know what this is, but Quint just out of nowhere says, "Here lies the body of Mary Lee, died at the age of 103. For 15 years she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity."
What?
I was like, what the fuck? And that's like the last thing he says before they set sail. Is it still called sail when it's not a sailboat?
Set boat.
Set boat, yes.
And they set off. Jolly music plays.
Yeah, very
That's the
upbeat,
thing.
very hopeful. What?
There is so much jolly music when this shark's floating around them as well.
It's
Like
so awesome.
this is the
I
bit
like
that I
it.
was just like, what the fuck are you doing, John Williams? Like,
It's an adventure. They're going off on an adventure. It's fun.
I think that the interjecting with the hopeful, upbeat music was to give the audience some hope in this obviously very tumultuous situation against the shark. You know, the
it
shark
made it
had
sound like a Disney film.
This could so easily be a really dark fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
With just like changing the music, changing like the color tone of it.
Yeah.
It could so easily be like incredibly fucking like dark.
Yeah.
But they've got like these offbeat moments, weirdness, little bits of humor, jolly music.
Yeah, I like it. I like because the whole film sort of has its moments of different genres that it passes through. But I do like the moments of upbeat and like they've got a bit more of a positive outlook, and it's not just doom and gloom. But the tone does shift when they want it to, with the help of the music.
Because I really liked, our three, Brody,
Oh, I love
Hooper,
them.
and Quint.
I love them.
I thought they were great.
Yeah.
Their camaraderie as it develops is fantastic. They're great characters.
They are a
I
motley.
didn't want to see anything bad happen to them.
Yeah.
And that's what you want in a film.
Yeah,
You wanna
they're
care
very,
about the
a
characters.
motley crew of very dysfunctional, main characters.
Three very different people.
Very different.
So on board the Orca, which is Quint's boat, Brody is laying a 5-mile-long trail of chum to attract our great white shark. There's the scene where Quint downs a beer, crushes the can in his hand, and then Hooper finishes like some water or something, and then crushes the tiny plastic cup he has. Very weird.
It's
Didn't
just a
quite
pissing
land for me.
contest between Hooper and Quint. Quint is like old school, and he's brawn, and then you've got then you've got Hooper, who's book smart, went to a fancy Ivy League, and the nerd and all the technology, and it's just a pissing contest. But I don't think there's no like hatred between them, because Quint does have moments of like where he looks out for them and he says, watch out, and you make sure you do this and that, and so I think they worked well together.
Yeah, 100%. Brody knocks down a bunch of canisters because he like undoes a knot or something.
Yeah.
And Hooper tells him, this is compressed air. You screw around with these tanks and they're going to blow up. And Quint says, yeah, real fine expensive gear you brought out here, Mr. Hooper. But I don't know what that bastard shark's going to do with it. Might eat it, I suppose. And that's
There you go.
foreshadowing.
That's foreshadowing. There's your MacGuffin, and it's just so.
That's not a MacGuffin.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Okay.
The shark is the MacGuffin and the antagonist.
Really?
No, it's not. A MacGuffin, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. That's the thing about a MacGuffin.
The
It's an
MacGuffin
item to
is
get.
like the freaking Tesseract in the Avengers
Yes.
movies.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like how I think it's like an hour and 20 into the film, and we still haven't seen Mr. John Jaws yet. We haven't properly.
Porkers.
No.
We haven't
got
seen
the money
Porkers.
shot.
Yeah, we haven't.
Porkers.
We haven't seen the money shot.
We're about halfway through the movie, and now this is like the final sequence of them on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of the film is them on this boat. I
Too
thought it would
much.
just be like the last 20, 30 minutes, but it's like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But it works because a lot happens. There's a lot of action and a lot of fun bits.
Mm-hmm.
Brody is busy like tying knots. He's like practicing. He can't fucking tie this knot. And the fishing line starts clicking, like something's pulling on it.
Very subtly. I love that. I love how it just sort of went. And
Quint fucking immediately notices it.
Yeah.
He slots it into like this holder between his legs. He clips it on so that he's strapped.
Yeah, he's
so that
strapping
he won't
in.
lose it.
Are you strapping in?
He's strapping in. And then Brody manages to fucking tie the knot. He yells out, "Yay, I got it!" And then suddenly the line is pulled.
Yeah,
quickly.
I expected something really bad to happen there. I was like, oh my God, don't yell, dude. Please.
Hooper is in charge of driving the boat. I think that's what they call it. Piloting the boat.
Steering?
Yeah, sure. Quint, he wonders out loud. He says, this shark's either very dumb or very smart. And then he immediately realizes the shark is now directly underneath the boat due to slack on the line or something. He somehow fisherman ways. He knows.
Well, you'd be able to tell, right? If it's if he's sitting at the back and the line is being pulled. It'd feel a little bit different if it was in front.
I don't know enough about fishing, to be honest.
Oh, I've done a bit of fishing.
That shocks me, Simon.
Blimey.
Oh, fair income. I used to go fishing all the time.
Oh my God, in the Billabong.
In the Billabong.
We did ding along.
God damn it.
Oh God. So Hooper thinks that it's just, maybe it's just a tuna or a swordfish or a marlin or a stingray, but then the fucking fish bites through the fishing line.
Yep.
So it has to be something with big teeth, big sharp teeth.
Whoa, what could it be?
Yum, nom, nom, nom.
Yeah. Quint, he reveals that he has this tactic to lure the shark up to the surface. And that's kind of what they do. That's what the barrels do.
Yeah, the
they don't lure it to the surface. Aren't they trying to just float it?
Yeah,
but it's got to be at the surface to get it the first time.
Yeah.
And then,
So they put the chum all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brody's on chum duty. It seems like the worst job on a boat, right?
Yeah, but he's got a hanky and he's got his Old Spice and he's putting the Old Spice on the hanky so that he doesn't smell it.
The stink.
I do love that.
It's like
How
fish
much
guts.
fucking chum did they have to bring with them? That is a lot.
Fuck me.
Must have
5
been
miles.
stinky, smelly. Have you guys ever been on a boat before and that far out?
With chum?
Well, not specifically
I've
with
been
chum.
on a boat and I hated it. I wanted to go home.
Yeah,
it was awful. I get so seasick.
I do as well now, but they're I don't know. I remember being on one before, and I was on one where they had a net. So I think it was at the.
Oh, who's a net?
I meant a net that you could sit on at the back.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was in the water, so you could sit in the water.
Oh my God, you just would have gotten eaten off by a shark.
I would have, yeah.
They would have had you.
But it was the ocean was so smelly, and I can't tell if it was the water or if it was the boat making that.
It's the whale cum.
Oh God, nasty.
That's what it is. That's why it's so salty.
Yes.
Hooper is playing solitaire, and Quint tells him to stop playing with himself. Hilarious. He says it so dryly.
He's just
very
keeps
funny.
Bullying him. It's
very funny. Brody isn't looking at what he's doing. He's just shoveling the fish guts into the water, and then we see Jaws' face, clear as day.
Bruce
Jumps out. Brody just stares at it. Silently backs up into the cabin. And is it called the cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he tells Quint, "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Yeah,
He said the line. He said the thing. Which apparently was an ad-libbed line, if you believe it.
I believe it because it makes very little sense.
Why?
Why would we need a bigger boat?
I guess...
Because it's a big shark.
Yeah,
right.
It's 20.
I mean, considering what happens in the movie, a bigger boat would have been very useful.
Yeah.
Get that fucking cruise liner.
I mean, well, considering what that shark
Battleship.
did to it, chewing
It fucks the
through
boat
it.
up.
Oh my God, it went to town. It went to town. 20.
They get a good look at the shark as it does a drive-by on them kind of thing.
Man,
it just
that shadow, that shape in the water when he when it was swimming by very close to the surface, that was horrifying.
It's like it's showing itself off.
Yeah.
It's like when you put aftershave on and you walk past a group of girls and you're like, yeah, girls, get a whiff of this. Aren't I hot? You know, like I do all the time.
Yeah.
You don't go outside, Simon.
That's true, actually. That's true. I don't do that. So we get a good look at the fish, the shark, and all of its glory. Quint estimates it's 25 feet long, and it must weigh about 3 tons.
3 tons.
That's what they're dealing with. Jaws is just like circling the fuck.
His name's
is it called
Bruce.
Jaws? The shark?
His
name's
Bruce.
Brokers.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
His actual name is Bruce.
Right.
Yeah.
Bruce does circles around the boat. Quint gets a case out, and inside is his lovely harpoon. Why he keeps that in a case, a special case, I don't really know.
Special piece of gear, I guess.
Hooper's trying to get some good photos of the shark, and he's trying to convince Brody to like get like on the oh my god, I can't remember the part of the boat it's called.
Oh yeah, the part
Stern, the bow, the stern, the aft. Which bit? Starboard.
He wants him to go right up and do like Titanic, you know.
Yeah.
I'm king of the world. He wants him to do that so that he can get a good like comparison shot of a man compared to the size of the shark. But it's like played for laughs a bit at this point. Very weird. Brody's wife calls on the radio and Quint lies to her, and I found that very funny. That he was like, yeah, there's nothing, we haven't seen, there's no, bye.
Because he doesn't want outside interference and a woman's hysteria, basically.
We haven't seen a giant shark.
No, everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Here.
I love that they call her, well, what are they? Mrs. Martin Brody, as if she doesn't like have her own name, which I don't understand.
That's how they refer to people.
Yeah,
that's not an uncommon.
No, I know. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. It's just bizarre. Like it's beyond bizarre to me to be calling a woman by basically her husband's name by adding Mrs. at the front.
A woman.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Quint tells Hooper to attach the other end of the harpoon line to one of these flotation barrels. This is when he calls the shark a porker, and I'm gonna get that porker. So the idea is he shoots shark with harpoon sticks in shark, barrel attached to line attached to harpoon, and barrel is buoyant, so it means that the shark can't go too far underwater or for too long.
I will
wants
be
to go
right
up
back.
to the
There's
surface.
a cat fight.
Okay. Oh my god.
Cat fight.
Hooper has like a weird device thing that he attaches to the line, but it's not really brought up what it is and what it does. I think it's like a tracker or something, maybe. But it doesn't seem to be important because it's at no point is it brought up what it is and what's going on. We do hear a beep though.
Yeah, it might be a tracker then if it's beeping.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Quint takes the shot, and Hooper just about manages to attach the fucking end of the line to the barrel. Yeah. And they hit the shark, right, with the first barrel.
Yeah, they managed. I mean, it was very, very tight in time frame because he was like, trying to get it done. I'm like, oh my god, is he going to manage? And then he just sort of like lifts his hands up as it gets pulled away. I'm like, thank God for that. Jesus.
Brody is like complaining about them being out during the night, but then there's like a really weird cut, and that scene just ends.
Yeah, was this about the editor just cutting Brody whinging about a bigger boat?
Yeah.
In mid-sentence, he's cut off. Very strange.
Bizarre.
Because his opinion is just completely irrelevant.
I guess so. Then we get the wounds comparison scene.
This is just a man-off. This is who's the manliest man on the boat.
It is very much that.
And then
Brody's
I like
banged his head.
Yeah. I like the bit where I was thinking to myself, in Father Ted, where it's like the episode where the TV crew comes to interview, and he phones him up and says, "Can you see a man with a I Shot JR t-shirt on?" And then he starts showing off his scars, and he takes his trousers down, bends over and says, "Can you believe me on Dog did that?"
That fucking guy. The guy that kills all the rabbits or whatever.
Yeah.
Or is going to. That weirdo, yeah. Doesn't he drive the truck filled with shit?
He does. He drives the sewage truck, the manure truck. That's what I was thinking at this point.
Yeah. Brody's got a little bump on his head and he's like sort of fussing over it. Quint reveals that he's lost a tooth.
Fussing?
And he has a...
That barrel went flying. Are you talking about the barrel that smacked him in the head as it was like flinging off?
He's got a little bump. He's got a tiny little bump.
Simon, like that thing, like...
The real flinging off barrel's like the third one or something later on.
I don't remember.
That like almost fucking kills him.
Yeah, there's like a barrel, the yellow one that flies off and like smacks him.
They're all yellow.
Oh man, brutal.
They should have color-coded the barrels. Why are they all the same color?
Because it's very difficult to get different color barrels for the same purpose. You go to a wholesaler, you don't
paint them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Quint's got an even bigger bump on the top of his head. He was in a pub brawl or something. But then Hooper reveals that a moray eel bit his arm and it went straight through his wetsuit. And then Quint reveals he's got an arm wound too from arm wrestling a Chinese man while celebrating the death of his third wife. And then Hooper puts his leg up on the table, pulls up his pant leg, and he shows where a bull shark got him. And then Quint puts his leg on top of Hooper's leg, and he shows that a thresher shark's tail got him good.
And then they have sex.
It feels like it's almost going that way. Brody looks at like a wound on his belly. He lifts up his shirt. He looks at this little... Maybe it's an appendix scar.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
But he doesn't say anything. Then Hooper shows off his chest and he says, "See here?" And we can't see anything. He's Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart. And that was hilarious, I thought.
He really
Everyone
is
has
a
a good
stereotype.
laugh.
Like of a sailor man. Yeah.
But then there's an awkward, almost a faux pas moment, I would say, when Brody says, "Hey, what about that scar on your arm?"
Mm.
And then Quint's like, "That was a tattoo. I had it removed."
Oh.
USS Indianapolis. And if loads of people must know the story, there were a bunch of soldiers on a boat. 1,200, apparently, Wikipedia said.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
300 went down with the ship. The ship got hit by 2 torpedoes, and the story is fairly accurate that Quint tells in the film.
So I didn't know of this story at all.
Real life, real happening.
And I was just like, right, so what I'm gathering from this is this guy was responsible for the bombing of Hiroshima.
Pretty much, because he delivered the bomb. The bomb.
So I don't feel sorry for him at all anymore. I'm just like, fuck you then.
It's a terrible, terrible incident. There's like 900 men just out in the water. A few of them are on lifeboats, maybe 100, but like there's about 800 of them just floating around in water. Most of them died to exposure, dehydration. They're in salt water, or hypothermia. But they were surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of sharks that were attracted to all these people in the water and all the blood from the bodies, and they started eating the dead bodies and the living bodies belonging to living people. Only 316 people survived, that's what he says in the film as well. Absolutely insane. This is real. Not that many people did get eaten by sharks, but enough people did. And it was a horrible situation because it took them like a week or something to get rescued. Many days.
They were in the water for a week.
That's fucked.
Yeah, that's why they just died. Not even being eaten by a shark, just by being out there in the water for days and days. And Quint has this wonderful line about a shark looking right into your eyes.
Yeah.
You know, think about a shark. He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, it doesn't seem to be living till he bites you, and those black eyes roll over white.
I do like his little dialogue there when the mood shifts, when they're comparing their scars, I guess.
They're all laughing and having fun, and then
I do like
Brody ruins it.
Brody ruins it?
Yeah, he points out the scar from the tattoo.
Oh, yeah. I do like in the lead up to this, after they had that first encounter with old Brucey. The Caucus?
Porker.
It's called Jaws. The shark is called Jaws.
He's not. His name is Bruce. The cinematography and the shots of the sun setting and Quint out on that part of the boat, and he's just standing there with the gun, and the sun it's like such a nice shot, because they've obviously had that first encounter and it's like calming down a little bit. It's getting to, nighttime. They're having their moment before it like kicks off again.
Oh yeah, the next day it's a bad day.
There's a couple of shooting stars. Did you see them?
I did.
No.
The red.
They're lovely.
I saw the red. I was like, what is that?
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I didn't know what it was at first.
Did they make a wish?
No, nobody noticed it. They were too preoccupied.
Oh. Did you make a wish when you saw it?
Yeah, I wished that this movie was over faster.
Wow.
I looked at the timer. I wrote down how is there so much movie left?
It's a lot. When they're out in the water, they're out 50 minutes. They're out there in this boat.
50 fucking minutes.
50 minutes
of whinging. 3 blokes just fucking whining about bullshit.
Although a whale starts singing, and then Quint starts singing, and Hooper starts singing,
and then
everyone's
Porker's
singing.
Joins in.
Yeah, then Porker's fucking like barrels. Well, the barrel towards the boat, and he starts headbutting the boat, and the below deck starts flooding.
Maybe it's like a cat when cats like you, they headbutt you.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty much exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then there's the bit when a lantern falls to the floor due to the boat being knocked around by the shark.
God.
And Quint just says, "Chief, put out the fire, will you?"
I love how
just casually
fucking calm he is under pressure. He's just such a Chad.
Fucking little fire.
Yeah.
It could have gone very bad very quickly.
No panic from this guy. No sense of urgency. No panic. He's very, very cool under pressure.
Oh, wow, everything he's been through that we've learned.
He's just really fucking drunk, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why as well. They have just been doing shots all night. It's just before dawn, and the shark is approaching the boat. Quint gets his rifle out and just starts taking shots at it. Brody even gets his revolver out, just ready to go. And then the shark just goes away. I don't know. I think it's just messing with them.
This is the thing. It's like that they could have cut a lot of time out by just, having
it
none
end
of this,
there.
Well, having none of this
They just
waiting
blow
around.
the shark's brains out.
Yeah, but they keep adding more barrels to the shark now.
Yeah.
And that's like, they're just dragging it out. It's like, come on, guys.
They see a barrel during the daytime now. They get the barrel with a boat hook, and they start looping up the rope. And then Quint warns Hooper, soon as that rope starts moving, just immediately drop it, let go of it. Otherwise you can lose a finger, really cut up your hand real bad. And then Quint just like sort of moves into the side, grabs the rope himself, and then the rope moves and cuts his hand. The exact thing that he warned Hooper about happens to Quint.
It was exactly what we didn't want to happen.
For fuck's sake. So yeah, we get a little jump scare from the shark. It just suddenly jumps out of nowhere.
They want to tie it to the boat. And I'm thinking, right, you know that this boat is too small, and you're going to tie this massive 3-ton shark to your tiny little fishing boat. That's probably not the best idea.
It is what they do, though. So
yeah, and it's
but it's Quint's idea, and Quint knows, right?
Apparently,
Quint's not an idiot. I mean, if the shark weighs 3 tons, how much does the boat weigh? Must be more than 3 tons, right?
Boat's floating though.
20? Don't know. How much does a boat weigh?
Yeah, but the shark is like...
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yeah. It's about power, really.
Yeah, the shark is chipping away at the parts of the boat, right? You know, the bowels of it, the back of it, and then obviously eventually it starts to fucking sink.
I guess it doesn't really know what a boat is. It just sees it as a large thing in the water, and it's trying to damage
like a
it and
chocolate
hurt
box,
it.
and he wants to get into the chocolate box.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Brody is going to call the radio for help because he thinks they're out of their depth, but then Quint just walks in and casually smashes the shit out of it.
This is the point.
Destroys
He's
the
so
radio.
cool under pressure, man. He's just so fucking cool.
No, this is where he starts to fucking losing it. Yeah, he's losing it.
losing it.
But up until that point, he is kooky. He's really, but he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want outside interference. And he's like...
It's his job.
Yeah.
He wants to do this.
Yeah.
He needs to kill
He
this
doesn't
fish.
It
want
pays off
anyone
for
else.
him. It really pays off for him.
Oh, yeah.
It does, 100%. Hooper hooks up another barrel to the harpoon. Quint manages to hit the shark with it, and they start racing after the shark now. They're actively chasing the shark down, following this barrel. They are pushing the engine quite hard.
And Hooper's
Smoke's
like,
billowing
Don't
out
push,
of it.
don't put so much pressure on it. And then he revs it in response. He's like, yeah, fuck you.
So he's got 2 barrels on him now, old Sharky. Sorry, old Brucey.
Focus.
And he manages to actually go under the water with the buoyancy of these 2 barrels. And Quint says, he's incredible. So he admires the shark.
So sexy, oh my god.
Yeah. This is when they attach the ropes to the transom, the rear bit of the boat. And doesn't... Because they're on the side, they're like sideways on from the shark. The shark pulls them to the side, and the boat almost fucking like tips over from the power of the shark. So surely that should have been a warning that this is a terrible idea. Soon as it did that, surely they'd be like, do you know what? Maybe we shouldn't tie the ropes to the boat. Maybe this is bad.
He did say,
Oh my God.
he said that he like wanted to drown the shark. And I put, how do you plan on drowning a shark, my guy? Like, what do you mean?
If the water isn't deep enough, it won't be able to breathe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never knew
It
that.
won't be able to move around quick enough, and it won't be able to breathe.
Because do they have to
Water
keep moving?
can't
the
pass
sharks?
over its gills.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's fascinating.
Imagine if the only way you could breathe is that if your mouth and nose had to be around moving air to be able
Right.
to breathe.
So yeah, just the water has to be
Yeah.
You have to have
swirling
some-
around.
Someone
Movement.
blowing air in your face all the time.
Yeah, that could work. Just have a fan.
Right.
You'd be fine.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be a problem for you, G, actually.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like Shark Week. I'm learning so much about
Oh
sharks
my
right now.
God. Brody takes some pot shots with his little shitty revolver, which is not going to do anything against this shark,
It's not
is
doing
it?
much.
Incredibly optimistic. So the idea now that they've got the shark attached to the boat is they're going to tow it back to like the shore to drag it back to land, which
Well, we established that 3 barrels
Yeah.
is enough to keep the shark, like he can't submerge for long enough with 3 barrels, I don't think.
yeah, well, what happens is they're trying to drag the shark back to the shore, but the shark starts dragging them. So now they're going in the opposite direction further out to sea, and the transom cracks, which means even more water is getting on board the ship. This is where Quint grabs the machete and cuts the rope.
Yeah.
So now the shark is free and not attached to the boat. It's got 3 barrels on him, and this is when Quint says, I tell you, he can't with 3 barrels on him. He can't go into the water. No, he can't. No, with 3 he can. And then you see the 3 barrels approach the boat and then disappear under the water.
This guy knows what he's on about, obviously. He's
So
just-
many times Quint says something and then the opposite happens, or he plans something and the opposite happens, or he warns Hooper about the rope cutting his hand and then cuts his own hand. Like,
He's a fucking idiot.
it's frustrating. So now they are actively being chased by the fucking shark. This is when Quint says his amazing plan is to drown the shark. Heading into the shallows. Gonna draw him in and drown him. Quint is going full throttle. The boat cannot fucking handle it. There's water pouring on board below deck. There is this ruined engine being pushed to like breaking. It is suddenly there is a loud cracking sound. The engine fucking blows up, and they are just dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
They got no engine. They got no radio. Their boat is slowly sinking, and it's a fucking shark.
All of this from the wonderful brain of Quint.
Yeah. They're not in a good situation, I would say. The shark just retreats, though. It just goes away.
He's being outplayed by a shark. And he doesn't want to get outplayed by one, but...
I think the engine explosion might have scared the shark. And it's like, ooh, I'm going to mess with that.
Oh, don't like that.
I'll come back later.
Well, Hooper's like, please don't. Like, you're gonna blow the engine, and Quint's like, he grabs him, fucking, like, shakes him around. Is like,
Idiot.
like, please don't. And then it fucking explodes. And then they start.
So, Hooper has a plan. His plan is that they're going to use the shark cage. He's going to go in it. He has an injection needle thing on the end of a stick, basically.
Yeah.
And it's full of strychnine. And he's going to stab the shark in its mouth when it tries to bite him. That's his plan. That's the best plan that they have.
That's not the worst plan, though. Because
it's something you get one shot at.
Nothing Quint's done has actually helped so far.
That's true. So, Hooper dons the wetsuit. He's in the cage in the water, and Brody reminds him to remove his glasses.
This is the man that they've paid however much $10,000 to couldn't fucking do shit, right? And this guy that has come along just because he likes sharks.
They've weakened the shark, maybe.
Well, they've shot three things into him, maybe a couple bullets.
That'll hurt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple bullets at that point, I think, especially from the gun, that little revolver.
Yeah.
Where's the shark's brain? Is it where...
It's in its balls, like a man's.
Where is the shark's brain?
I don't know.
I like this. It's a setup for a really good joke.
It's in its head, G.
I know.
The brain of a shark is in its head.
I don't know, but where? It's got a very long... sort of top. Where does it sit? Is it between the eyes?
I imagine it's near the back.
Stop. I just want to know where the brain is.
Why don't you Google shark brain? Shark brain.
Give him brain damage,
Oh, it says here it's in the balls. That's crazy.
It's sort of near the eyes. It's like behind its eyes.
It is.
It's around its eyes.
Oh.
The eyeballs.
Oh
my god, I was right.
You were right.
I was right.
You were right.
Because, if you get him in the brain, then GG, game over.
But they've got a lot of skull there.
How much of a brain does a shark
need?
I
assume that sharks' bones aren't particularly dense.
No.
No, they've got a lot of cartilage.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good at swimming if it was really... Yeah. I don't know. I need to get that book that Brody was reading about sharks.
I need to get a book.
Off to the library.
The Usborne Guide to Sharks.
Yes.
That would be useful.
All sharks for dummies.
The cage is lowered into the water with Hooper in, and it doesn't take long before we get Brucey and the Jaws theme. He comes close to the cage, but then swims away, disappears into the darkness. But then he suddenly reappears, bashes into the cage from behind. Hooper is surprised and drops the fucking one weapon that could save the day.
You'd think that he'd put the wrist strap on like a fucking Wiimote.
Exactly. I was fucking thinking that. Is it seriously not strapped to him in any way? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, rookie.
But I guess the danger is it gets lodged into the shark, and then the shark
yanks him,
moves away, and Hooper loses his fucking arm.
Why don't you have a breakaway cat collar type situation. I could market this.
You could make this. Make a
I could make
prototype.
this.
Go on Shark Tank.
I'm
with
going
it.
to go on Shark Tank with my shark stabber.
Bingo. Bingo.
Basically, a knitting needle, right? With a hypodermic needle just rammed on the top of that, just sellotaped on. But it's got a cat collar with a breakaway thing and the wrist strap of a Wiimote, just in case.
You can test it on one of the sharks and say, "Oh, don't worry, it's got nothing in it. It's just got air."
Yeah.
And and then that'll be fine.
And then he gets an embolism.
Yeah, and he dies. Whoever I don't know who the sharks are. We got Dragon's Den over here.
Yeah, dragons are just inherently better than sharks as well.
Yeah, we got Duncan Bannatyne.
Deborah Meaden. Bannatyne from the gyms.
That guy.
He did the gym.
Amut.
Bannatyne gyms.
And Theo Philodopoulos.
Yeah.
The Greek man. Yeah.
And the other guy as well.
Deborah Neasden.
Deborah Meaden.
Meaden, that's it. Yeah,
she's pretty chill.
Sorry, we're on a tangent. So Hooper's dropped his stabby, but the water's fairly shallow in this place because they managed to get to slightly shallow area. So it's like right there. He just has to get out the cage and pick it up. Jaws chomps through the cage. Hooper stabs it with like a knife that he has, apparently. Just stabs it over and over in the head, kind of. Just, fuck yeah! He just goes mad. The shark is busy attacking the cage and doesn't even realize that Hooper's swum free. Apparently, this is because they actually filmed this scene in Australia with a real shark attacking a cage. And the one time that the shark successfully attacked the cage and didn't just swim past it was the only shot where they didn't have the fucking dummy of Hooper in the cage. So they had to use that shot of the real shark attacking a cage with no one in it, which meant that Hooper had to escape the fucking cage. So that's why he survives.
Wait, what?
He was supposed to die.
That's actually a real shark?
There is bits with a real shark. Not the close-up.
Shots. There are shots
because
with
he
the
looks
real shark.
really, really fake.
Yeah, because that looks really real. And I was like, damn, I thought that was...
But when it's moving around and stuff, you can tell that it's a real boy. It's a real boy.
And that's filmed in like a swimming pool in Australia. Well, maybe not a swimming pool. In an aquarium with a real shark. I don't know where. Yeah. Where are we at? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. Hooper's free and he's like searching the seabed to try and find his stabby needle.
This whole time they didn't think
that's pointless.
To like, oh, the cage's being rocked around an awful fucking
That's
lot right now.
Oh my god.
Why not bring him up?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, they then raise it. They then start to raise it.
Yeah,
because
after the
it's
fact.
shook about.
He had been
the boat is shaken,
bashed around for quite some time at that point, and they didn't, think to raise the cage or anything. Like,
I guess they didn't notice, or maybe they're just slow.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
But they do manage to raise the cage, and they notice that it's empty. But then Jaws just fucking yeets himself onto the back of the boat, and the boat begins to capsize. I mean, it's just speeding up the inevitable, really, because I think it was already going to capsize. Quint slides down the deck right towards Jaws. This is probably the worst moment of his life and the last moment of his life. He's like kicking wildly at the head of Brucey, not Jaws. He's kicking desperately and wildly, but Jaws just chomps through him, and blood all comes out of his mouth as he's being chomped on, and it's quite horrific.
And they're all excited because then they don't have to pay this loser like 10 grand for fucking around.
Harsh. Yeah, what happens to the money?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I want to know it. I hope they paid Brody and Hooper.
I hope they got half each. Brody and Hooper. They deserve it.
They do.
So, Jaws has chomped the shit out of Quint. Brody moves. He's in the cabin. He's retreated into the cabin. It is flooded to shit, though. He moves from like the really flooded part to the slightly less but still quite flooded part. And that's a great decision because at that moment, Brucey chomps through the mostly flooded part where he was just fucking standing a moment before. And this is when he grabs the canister of compressed air, the Chekhov's gun of the movie. He
That's
throws
the
it
word
at Jaws.
I was thinking of.
Yeah. He throws the compressed air canister at Jaws, who catches it in his mouth, and apparently it just sits in his mouth until the end, apparently.
Yeah, it doesn't go off.
So yeah, I guess it's just stuck in his mouth. Sure.
It's like a bit of popcorn in his teeth.
It is like that, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. The boat's almost fully capsized. Brody's up on the roof.
Actually, Quint is the popcorn, and the canister is the toothpick.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to get the bits out of his teeth.
What horrible visual that is.
It's
Getting bits of this old sea dog out of his teeth. Brody's up on the roof. He grabs the rifle and then climbs onto the top of the mast, which is about the only bit of the boat that's fucking above the water now. Jaws surfaces. Brody's stabbing at it with this long pole. Like, fuck it. The shark is annoyed by this, retreats. And this is when it's his chance. When it comes back towards him in a straight line, he aims the rifle and he's like saying, blow up, as he's taking shots, but missing. He's like, blow up, come on. And then he says, smile, you son of a bitch. Makes the shot, successfully hits the air canister, and Jaws just fucking is obliterated. Brucey is obliterated.
Kablooey.
He's not
Chunks of this shark go well, mostly. There's like a big part of it that
This is a huge
sinks.
explosion, right?
Yeah.
And you still get some left.
I guess because he's all muscle.
That's just,
You know?
I don't know.
Harder to blow up. Blood just fills the fucking ocean. There's a lot of blood in that shark. My God. And I wrote in my notes, rest in peace, sweet prince. What a random way to die.
I was writing down, doing this in wet jeans, yuck. Because he was wearing jeans at the time. I'm thinking of him trying to get around a sinking boat.
So heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just take them off, Roy Scheider. Just take them off.
And I wrote, this meeting could have been an email. Because it was just going on so long.
Right, okay. Oh my God. Hooper surfaces. He's still alive. He looks a little bit confused as to what just happened, and I don't blame him. He has a little bit of a laugh with Brody, like a relief.
Lol.
It's over.
Lols.
He just asks simply, Quint? And Brody goes, no.
And they laugh.
And then they laugh again. No, they grab the flotation barrels and start like doggy paddling back to the shore.
I once had to build a barrel raft. Did you guys ever have to do that?
No.
I went on like
I lived in Gloucestershire.
Yeah, I went on a school trip, like a survival school trip.
Right.
To Humphrey Head.
Did you have to drink your own piss?
No, I don't believe I did. I can't remember. I mean, we weren't made to, anyway.
I didn't have to either, but by God, I did.
But we went on a lake and there was like a little, like an island, and they were like, right, we're going to build some rafts and we're going to strap planks to these barrels and we're going to see who gets there first. And of course, all the rafts fell to bits. A fucking course.
And you got eaten by a shark.
Well, there was some ducks that were looking very menacing.
Oh my
Anyway.
God. Fucking hell.
Yorkshire.
I got bit by a duck once.
Did you?
Hurt, but didn't like leave any wound or anything. Just like,
did you get any superpowers? Or?
Yeah, I am now Duckman. It was a
Is that a
radioactive duck.
program? That they've made a program about you,
That's right. It's all about me.
and
I am Duckman.
you were voiced by Dweezil Zappa.
Frank Zappa's son.
Yeah,
The fuck?
yeah, man.
That's kind of random.
Fact.
Oh, also, Brody makes
it was-
a joke.
it was
he
his,
says,
it
"I
was
never
Jason
used to like the
Alexander,
water,"
but
which
then
is quite funny.
his son,
Jason what?
Jason Alexander voiced Duckman, right? But I think his son was voiced by Dweezil Zappa. Try to remember.
Anyway, that's the end. That was Jaws.
That was Jaws.
G-Star Games, this was your pick. Do you have your final thoughts arranged in your brain and your rating that you're going to give this movie?
Yeah. I think the movie had suspense, it had action, it had foreboding and tension, some memorable characters. It executes that terror element, I think, pretty well. So, it's got the classic horror trope of, what we fear is the unknown, like being afraid of the dark or being afraid of swimming in the ocean in this case. The possibilities of what's lurking beneath the surface.
What's leaking beneath my trousers?
Yeah, pisk. A lot of pisk. And I think it executes that well. I think it manages to switch genres pretty seamlessly. It's pretty multifaceted. It's not like, horror and stuff throughout or thriller throughout. And I think that's made entirely possible with the three main characters. Like I said, the motley crew of dysfunctional men, which I like them a lot. And
can you not say men like that?
Men.
I love men.
Wow.
I do. I'm not a
On behalf of men, thank you.
I do. I love men. I think they're great.
I fucking love men too.
Me too. I love manly men.
I'm all
I
about
don't
men.
like men. I don't like men at all. Prefer women.
But yeah, I like it. I think it's a good film, and it obviously is beloved by a lot of people. I'd give it an 8.
8 out of 10 for Jaws from G-Star Games. Sophie, your final thoughts and rating. I'm very interested
Rubs
to hear
hands
this.
together. I can't wait to hear this.
So I can imagine in the 70s, right? The 70s movies were super slow.
It was the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Buckaroo. And so, but imagine seeing that it was really well shot. Imagine seeing that on the big screen. Like, holy shit. Imagine going to the cinema and seeing that. It would be an experience.
And then going for a swim.
It was way too fucking slow. It was too slow for me. There was not enough to keep it going at all. It's a very pretty shot, though.
Not enough dead prostitutes.
Not enough dead prostitutes. I'm not interested. There was, I think I spotted one, but I couldn't be sure. There was some dogs. I like the dogs. I like the practical effects. The shark itself, the bits of head and body and stuff. That was quite funny. It was nicely done in terms of suspense, but like there was too much suspense. It was like when you're dangling from
scared?
No, of course I was never scared. And also the music just completely took me out of it.
My God, you Philistine.
Yes, well, it could have. In the booth director's cut, we would have got that down to about half an hour, I think, probably. It was too much, but it would have looked nice back then, and it would have been exciting, and it kicked off a whole lot of things. But I have no idea why it has such a cult following. Personally, I don't get it.
Because this was the first big summer movie. Like, it was fucking huge.
Yeah, but it has a cult following around
and now
people
we have that every year.
Weren't
but this was
alive.
the first.
We have a cult following from people who weren't alive at the time of its release.
Right. See, I wasn't.
No.
Do you not think it doesn't deserve the renown that it has?
In certain aspects, it does, but I think there are better things that have come
I didn't want
out.
to put words in your mouth, but that was the vibe I was getting from you.
Yeah, it's definitely like...
Is it in terms of like as a film or as a film that has a predator? Like in a specific genre, or are you just saying like...
It was very groundbreaking. It broke new ground in terms of what the film was about, Because you had horror movies, but you never really had horror movies about things that actually existed, really.
What? I can think of a horror movie about a predator, about something that actually exists, and it's the 1930s movie M,
What's that?
about a guy that kills children.
Well, yeah, I know that sort of thing. You have
No,
like
we're
films
talking about,
Jack
like-
the Ripper, but
No,
like horror, as in terms of
He was a child predator.
monsters.
I think she
All
meant
right, Thank you very
monsters.
much. Yeah,
It's hard.
monsters
I
and
guess.
shit.
I guess. Yeah, it's hard to do like a creature feature kind of movie about an actual real life creature.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
yeah,
what I think Booth was referring to. Like,
Yeah.
you've got like,
It broke ground on that
yeah.
terms
Mm.
of things, but it was just way too slow for me. I got bored.
I think that's
I-
just the 70s thing. And also, I think
Well-
the movie took ages to film as well. It took longer
Yeah.
than it should have for various
They left
reasons.
so much stuff in that it didn't need in there, and it was
it's
the
like
fact that they,
episodes of Yomp.
it's like episodes of Yomp. Like they
Goes
kept
on
bringing,
too long.
shooting in the barrels, and then he goes away, and then he comes back and he goes away.
What was that? What was Booth talking about Duckman for? They should have cut that out.
There was a cat fight halfway through. That was exciting. I gave it 4 out of 10 because like
4!
I was so
Holy shit!
I expected like harsher than that.
God.
So that's pretty.
4
I mean,
out of 10 for
it's
Jaws.
just an absolute nothing for me. It does nothing. There is
Oh my
no
God.
there was no dopamine except for when I was looking
Just
at the
when I
dogs.
think.
I
Oh my
really
God.
liked the place where it was filmed. It looked very pretty, and I was like, thinking like the first half pretty strong, right? I was
Yeah.
getting there, and then it just sort of flopped around for me a bit, and I just wasn't interested. But that's personal opinion.
Yeah.
You weirdo
That's
Jaws
my
fans who
opinion.
buy all the Jaws merchandise on truffleshuffle.co.uk.
Last exit to nowhere. Actually, I've got my my hoodie, my Jaws hoodie.
Right,
My
okay.
own.
Have you got the pajamas and the
No, you don't.
backpack and the mug
No.
and the egg cup?
I might have had a Jaws mug at some point when I was younger.
It's just not for me, that one. I like,
Right.
I really like 70s movies, but this one ain't it for me.
Okay, it didn't tickle your fancy.
No. What about you, Simon?
I honestly thought that I wouldn't enjoy rewatching it. I've watched this film a couple of times, and I don't know. It's a 70s movie by Spielberg, which doesn't really, ring my bell, so to speak. Doesn't tickle my fancy, and the story's so simple. It's over 2 hours long, and I thought it was going to bore the fuck out of me, but I loved it. Every fucking minute of it.
Oh,
I loved it. The stupid fucking scenes I loved. The scenes that go nowhere, where it's people just being awkward or like being manly men. Loved it. All the stupid shit showing off the town and the stupid small-minded citizens complaining about dumb shit. Loved it all. It painted a real-life picture of this place. Very believable, that this place could exist and that these characters could exist. The characters are fucking great.
They are,
The
yeah.
main three, wonderful, performed excellently, incredible actors. Getting Robert Shaw as Quint was a genius move because he just fucking chewed on that scenery, was amazing in it. I thought it was great as like a horror movie. It had some really shocking moments, bits that scared me. Even though I knew that it was coming, it still got me good, and I enjoyed it. The effects quite realistic of like limbs and the head floating around with the eye missing. The shark itself, I think, looks great. I think it holds up incredibly well, considering this is 1975.
Have you ever seen a real shark, though?
in real life or just like through
No, just in
media?
general, just a picture of it.
I've seen pictures of sharks.
Right,
yes.
I've
And you
seen
still
one,
think
yeah.
and you still think that it looks like
Yeah, I mean,
like a decent shark.
if I saw that, I would think that's a fake shark.
So it's a
But
big
in the
mechanical-
context of it being, in the context of it being something in
that's
a
why you don't
movie.
see it for an hour and 50
Yeah.
fucking minutes because it
No.
looks like
4
garbage.
minutes.
No.
4 minutes of screen time.
The
the shark has
reason
in the whole
why
movie.
is because it kept breaking down and they had to use it
Oh.
sparingly.
But that worked in its favor.
Exactly.
100%. And I love it. I love that it's like a slasher movie, but the villain is a shark.
I love that.
That's genius.
I love that. I love it when there's just a killer who doesn't fucking say anything, who just does senseless killing. And
I was
you can't
waiting
reason
for
with it.
I was waiting for the
villain
shark's
dialogue.
one-liner, like I'll be back.
I'll be
He's got
back.
to say something like incredibly
I have
funny.
you now, Quint.
Yeah,
Should have
he needs a one-liner. He needs a.
Oh my god. It's chomping time.
yes, I love that.
Anyway, love this film. I thought it was really well paced and not boring at all. The opposite of Booth. I gave it 9 out of 10.
Woo!
Same as The Fly. It's a classic. It stands the test of time. It's a wonderful film. Very few faults. I can't even think of any faults off the top of my head.
Damn.
Even the music I loved, even when it was stupid, even the daft music, the fun sense of adventure music. I thought that was great
Yeah.
because it makes it feel like it's fun, and then suddenly it isn't fun. It's actually incredibly fucking serious, and people are going to die.
Yeah.
And I like that shift. Anyway, yeah, it's my final thoughts.
Pog?
Do we have any wonderful bits of trivia that you might have found about this movie that we haven't already mentioned?
I've mentioned all of mine.
Okay.
I did find a Reddit post this morning about the today I learned it was like wait a second, thank you internet. Jaws directly contributed to a surge in shark hunting and consequently a drop in shark populations. Peter Benchley regretted writing Jaws. Knowing what I know now, I could never write that book today. Sharks don't target human beings and they certainly don't hold grudges.
People are impressionable idiots, aren't they?
That's true.
So fucking stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
So stupid.
Very sad. Very sad.
Oh my god. Several decades after the film was released, the actress who played Mrs. Kittner, whose son is killed by the shark, she walks into a seafood restaurant, noticed that on the menu there was an Alex Kittner sandwich. She commented that she played his mother so many years ago in the movie Jaws. The owner of the restaurant ran out to meet her, and he was Jeffrey Voorhees, not Voorhees like that, who played her son. What? The owner of the restaurant was her son in the movie.
Oh my
They had not seen each other since the shoot. Insane story. I hope it's true. I hope it's
That
true.
is so cute. I love that.
I
That's the
already
best piece of trivia I found.
mentioned that the dog, Brody's dog, is Steven Spielberg's dog,
Mhm.
Elmer. And I love him very, very much.
Looks like a ghost.
He looks like a ghost. He's a very scary little boy. This one that says the shark has vocal cords. Bruce has a few growly moments of his own throughout Jaws. His roars are a lot more subdued than those in The Revenge, but there are distinct moments where he bellows in anger.
Oh.
Like, that's very strange.
That is strange.
One of the things I really like about the shark in this movie is just how it suddenly attacks completely silently and someone is just dead.
Yeah.
I love that about it. It's horrifying.
The shark from Jaws and the truck from Duel share the same roar.
Oh, for
They
fuck's
have
sake.
the same noise.
I think Jewel is
I love
Steven
Jewel.
Spielberg, right?
It is. So it's the same. He directed both of them. I fucking love Duel. That's pretty cool. So,
Have you heard about the lady in the dunes?
No.
There was a teenage girl was walking a dog in Massachusetts in the dunes at Race Point, and she came across a badly decomposed body of a young woman. And this is insane because Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, noticed that there is an extra in the movie Jaws that was wearing the same clothes that were found folded up under the body.
Oh.
So he thought that maybe this was the murder victim that was in Jaws. Apparently, 54 minutes, 2 seconds into the film, you see her. If anyone wants to do some research on this, any listener wants to do some research or read up about it, I'm sure there's a whole fucking rabbit hole you can go down about this. But that's a fairly big. It was a fairly big thing. It was in all the newses, on all the internets.
Very strange.
Yeah. The horror author Joe Hill just notices. Wait a minute. Isn't that what that lady in Jaws at 54 minutes 2 seconds in is wearing? Sure, whatever. Yeah, it's a bit depressing though, because it's an actual woman who got murdered.
A bit.
Yeah. Anyway, let's end the trivia on that then. Yeah.
Budget was 9 million, and the
how much did it make? Like 20 million, 50, 100 million? Did it make 100 million?
176.5 million.
Jesus Christ!
That's huge.
67 million people in the United States went to see this movie on the original release. 67 million people.
Mm-hmm. It's insane.
That's like, what, 250 million people in the US or something? Like, that's a large proportion of the population.
Mm-hmm. It's insane.
So,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah. This was a huge hit. Over 50 times its budget it made back. That is not something you see very often.
No.
It's probably the biggest hit that we've done on YOMP.
Is it?
Ooh.
Let's give it a special award. Let's not. There we go. Perfect, Sophie. Perfect. Would this make a good video game?
Yeah.
Jaws has been adapted into various games, and they've all been dog shits, I think.
Oh.
There is the game from 2020 called Maneater, where you play as a shark that's getting revenge on people, and that's probably the best version of this kind of thing that you could expect, really.
Yeah, the first one was for the NES.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
One of the better ones, but still terrible.
Right. Well, G-Star Games.
Hello.
We've had 2 of G-Star games in a row.
I am
haven't we?
locked out this week.
You're locked out.
Mm.
So if you just leave,
All
just
right.
leave.
Bye, everyone.
Recording.
Yeah, bye.
See ya.
Off she goes.
And she's gone.
G, have you replaced the film actually, or do you want to have another week to think about it?
I was going to put something Halloween-y, but I'm saving that for the Halloween special.
Oh.
So I will put... it was between Vertigo and Alien.
Oh, fuck. They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Vertigo. Jesus. Do we want to... Oh my god. Trying to figure out the plot of Vertigo will just make our brains hurt, maybe.
Well, I mean, it's still going to be on my list, like the second list, so it's going to happen eventually. I'll put Alien. Why not?
Yay! One of my favourite films.
Yeah.
Good. It's 1979, I think. Right. Not that I know or anything.
Yeah.
It's just between me and Sophie this week, then. Have you changed your list?
I have
Sophie?
not. I have not
It's
at all.
classic, just the way it is.
Mm.
We have not had a... Oh, no, we had Kung Pao.
We
Yes.
did.
So it's not been that long. We had...
How many picks of mine? We've had half of them are G picks. How many?
Yeah, I think
Yours were
one.
4. I think yours was 4 or 6. I think I remember seeing
Right.
Simon Foot. But I
Oh
wanna
yeah, you had 4, I had 6, and G's had 10.
Daredreamer,
Yeah.
Frankenhooker, Neil Breen movie, Twisted Pair, Kung Pao.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all I can think of.
4. That's the ones, yeah. So, it's just the 2 of us, but we're going to roll a d6 to see which
the
number.
2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us.
Okay, d6 number 3. So it is The Brood. or An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, which I'm pretty keen on watching. Okay, right. So odd, it will be The Brood. Even, it will be Beverly Loughlin. It's even. We're watching Sophie's pick. We are watching An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, which is supposedly a comedy by the same. Is it the same person who did Greasy Strangler?
It is, yes.
Oh dear God!
Yes.
Oh dear
It's
God!
not as unhinged. Don't worry. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's.
Oh, it's a
That's why I
recent
put
film.
it on.
It's on Prime.
Wow.
Well, it's on Amazon for £2 to rent.
Yes.
An Evening with Beverly Loughlin.
28. Is it 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Thank you. Just to make it clear what we're watching.
2018.
A-Team.
A-Team? We're watching the A-Team?
The A-Team movie, the recent one, is really good. It's really good. Solid film, actually.
Is it actually?
Not even being
or...
sarcastic. It is really good.
Okay.
It's got all these weird twists and turns. Oh my God. Evening with Beverly Loughlin. I'm looking forward to this. Thank
You're
fuck it's
welcome.
not something like Daredreamer. That's all I can say.
Well, that's already happened, so...
Yeah.
I'm going to add more
Or
just
Breen.
to spite you.
Just add Breen. Nothing but Breen.
Green.
Well, this has been Yomp. Thank you for yomping with us. Bye.
Been wild. Bye.
Bye!
Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed that episode of Yomp because I'm sure that we loved recording it. As ever, thank you so much to our wonderful patrons, but especially the Giga Yompers who are in the top tier, who this week are Cornelius Vander, Enki, I Am a Robot, Kyle, Lawrence, Luck, Native Blood, Scott, and Sleepy Deej. You guys are top marks. Well done, 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for supporting us. We love doing it. See you next week. Goodbye.